Yeah, like
what
maybe
would
she
be your
has
response?
100K in GameStop already.
Yeah.
100K in GameStop
In option.
in options. SE not bad SE I think from the lows got jumped double.
It's not
mean,
bad,
that's
lah,
if
but
you
I
got
bought it
ample.
like 300 plus there.
Oh, okay.
One's keep on lingering around 500 plus billion market cap, and the other one just shoot up to 3 trillion. No? So tell me this is not a bubble.
Portfolio is like all time high, right? It has never
Yeah.
been as high as this moment, right?
Yeah, correct.
Wow. Okay, welcome back to another episode of the Backholder Pod. So I think Bunti, he has just came back. Concerned audience, they are wondering where Bunti went. So Bunti, maybe you wanna address everybody what you have been doing over the last 1 or 2 weeks, and then also I think just some general market updates on what you have been keeping tabs on recently.
I spent 2 weeks in Malaysia, so just visiting families. So nothing much there. Market, not much to call out. It's just that aside from the market, it's like so green that I can't believe it. So everything looks good. So, and then the contrarian mind will come up, like thinking of, okay, this one might not end well and so on. I think the themes, right, is similar. Rate cut is coming soon and so on. So I think market is very happy about it. Yeah.
Just to confirm, right? So your portfolio is like all time high, right? It has never
Yeah.
been as high as this moment, right?
Yeah, correct.
Wow, damn hot. Then what about Eric and Kelvin?
I think my portfolio, half of it is still in Tesla. It's not an all-time high, lah. But I've been adding the triple Q for almost 1 year now. I think that has helped a bit. Plus my options, not say super good because like when the market is going so high, the covered call keeps getting caught away. So, but on the other hand, I'm also doing like credit spreads. So it kind of balance out. It's not a fantastic earnings, no, is it a bad earnings, but got lah.
Wait, so just to clarify, you only add triple Q over the last 1 year. So that was your sole DCA strategy. You never add to
Yeah.
any companies or other ETFs.
No. I just add triple Q.
For those loyal viewers that follow your channel, based on the previous update, I would presume that QQQ will become a larger and larger percentage because you keep adding to that position, is it?
Yeah, that's my plan. I need to build a base first. So like I wanted to go into like S&P 500, but then I realized actually I don't need to be so diversified. So I just go into tech companies for now. Actually, when I need more diversification, then just add into S&P or just add into Singapore REITs.
Okay, we'll hold that thought first. Later we'll talk about it. What about Eric?
Like I've just been parking into SSB. Not bearish. I think I told you guys in this channel before, I'm just saving up for the property down payment. The down payment cash portion should be minimally about 2 to 300K. Then when I have excess of 300K, then maybe I think about like, maybe I can deploy a little bit. But for now, I have excess. I just put in the SSB.
So in terms of your equities, is there any movement? Do you make any changes or it's just the same?
No, it's
What's the brief breakdown?
similar to last time, right? When I shared with you guys, I think the US side mostly is Tesla, around 60% thereabouts. Then have some leftover SE, and then the rest is my wife's pot lah. So she's doing all those QQQ, Google, all those.
SE not bad SE I think from the lows got jumped double.
It's not
mean,
bad
that's
lah,
if
but
you
I
got
bought it
ample.
like 300 plus there.
Oh, okay.
So
it didn't add lah when it was going down.
no, actually I cut half when it went
Okay.
up to 200. I cut half, and then after that it went down further. Wow, went all the way to 30 plus. Then I'm like, whatever. Not really a very big sum after I cut half, maybe less than 50K. The Singapore portfolio is like REITs and banks.
Okay, so I think I wanted to pivot over back to Bunti, right? So it seems like a lot of people are now very heavy into tech, or at least the investment DCA. Nobody talks about global diversification anymore. Even S&P fund is too lame, too waste time. So now everybody just whack triple Q. Just wanted to know, specifically, I think Bunti maybe you want to do a disclaimer as well, like what are your general positions? And then I wanted to know your thoughts about it.
General positions, I'll just give like top 5 holdings, so you have a good ideas, right? So start from the first one is Nvidia, TSMC, then Amazon, then Microsoft, then Apple, then Tesla. So it's like basically it's like 60 or 70% is like the Magnificent Seven stocks, except for Meta. I don't have Meta right now. So I think that's my portfolio. Then I still have some ETF that I hold, that is for, you can call it for diversifications. Back to your questions on S&P and QQQ, I think they are broadly similar because both are 100% into US stocks. So whenever US move, right, they both got wet at the same time, or they both rally at the same time. So the correlation is very high. The difference is that QQQ, I think they are more concentrated into tech companies. So and all these tech companies is really the valuation is built on to the growth rate, right? So you can see that the volatility can be a bit higher. Yeah.
I don't know whether I should call it recency bias or not, but at least over the last 3 to 5 years, right, a lot of all these tech companies have been the darlings of Wall Street. They've delivered outsized return. They basically carried the entire index. And I believe I saw some research, probably from Yardeni, where he compares S&P 500 equal weighted. I think year to date is probably closer to low single digits. And then when you add in your Max 7 or X Max 7, then you see this huge delta.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure, Bunti, do you think it would be a concern or whether this concentration is an issue in the first place?
I think to be more precise, it's not like tech, because there are many tech companies, right? I think specifically is those companies that is related to AI that's doing well. For example, you see there's so many semicon companies, right? Maybe only Nvidia and Broadcom, they are doing well because, you know, both are these two companies are heavy into so-called the AI, right? Then companies that is, let's say, like without AI or nothing to show, you see that their stock is still lingering. There's quite a number of cloud companies that are not doing well actually in during this period, unless they really have something to show for. It's AI team right now. So as long as this team is playing, right, so you see that the stock is still rallying. Maybe at some point this rallying will stop, and then I think more disappointment will come now.
Like for Bunti, like what Bunti mentioned, right? This AI thing, I still feel that it has a lot more room to go. Much worried lah. But even if it drops back down, probably it's because the market has ran up quite a bit and it's just trying to normalize back down. But the company has already integrated AI into their stuff, so their productivity should, in theory, be improved as compared to without AI. But
Actually, on Apple,
yeah.
the recent WWDC, right, when they crowned the entire Apple Intelligence unveiling, what's your thought? I don't know whether, do you watch it, and what's your thoughts on
Okay, so I watched it. It feels very similar. Okay, it's the same kind of feeling as last year, where all the companies, maybe not all the companies, maybe it was when ChatGPT came out, then everyone was like, wow, AI is a new wave. So I think Apple is doing a bit of like catching up. So they are waiting for everyone to do all their stuff first. Then they're like, oh yeah, we are finally here after one entire year of not talking about AI. Then they come up with their own Apple Intelligence. The one that I'm most impressed about is actually not their AI part. Like they had ChatGPT. It's not that exactly a ChatGPT. So it's like they call a third-party ChatGPT kind of thing. They call it externally, like it's not built in by itself. Also had like keyboard thing where they summarize the messages into shorter messages or change the tone. All this we have seen before, ma. So Apple is just trying to is in our ecosystem now, so it makes our phone more valuable. The thing I'm more impressed is that they finally came out with the iPad calculator. Then in that there's the drawing thing where you can draw equation, then they give you the answer. But then when I check, actually that thing is not new either. They're also copying another app which has exactly the same thing. So I think this is Apple's formula. They just take whatever works and just run with it. A bit like what China is doing. Because China is just copying everyone and just reiterating on that, which I think is a smarter plan as compared to, like, let's say Tesla have to build from ground up, then the failure rate is very high. But for Apple, it's just copying everything that works. So it's very easy to make it better.
Yeah, I think this WWDC, right? I've generally two feelings. The first one is that I feel that there's nothing get announced, maybe aside from the iPad things. So they are more like laying the ground for what's upcoming. And the upcoming one, I'm talking about like 2 to 3 years time. So first thing they mentioned, okay, now they have Apple Intelligence. They built in all the stuff that Kelvin just mentioned, right? So this one will serve like a foundations. And then they also mentioned that some compute will be done using the device, the AI stuff happening at the device. Some will happen at the Apple cloud, so they're not using NVIDIA cloud for that. And then the third one, those that is super advanced one, they will connect their agent to, like ChatGPT. For now, it's only ChatGPT. I think maybe 1 or 2 years down the road, they will invite, like, let's say, like maybe Llama models from Meta and also Bard from Google, right? So that one will come later. So I think they are doing this very cautiously, meaning that they only, if you compare the AI capability, right? I think what's upcoming in the next 1 to 2 years, right? Whatever Apple is going to introduce, it's not going to be mind blowing. It's just more like making it more convenient, stuff like that. Risk taking part, right? Meaning the risky stuff. For example, sometimes, like AI, they can hallucinate and come up with some wrong facts and so on, right? Those, they will engage the third party models, for example, like ChatGPT. So the liabilities is on the other sides. So I think that's their approach now. So you can say that it's a bit slow catching up. I do agree on that. Very cautious. I also think so. But I think when it comes to the financial, right, I think it's super good for Apple because I'm not sure whether you guys notice or not. This Apple Intelligence, right, only work for iPhone 15 Pro. And if you are using iPad, right, it only works on iPad with M1 chip and above. So what it means is that, right, maybe from 1 year later, 2 years later, there are, when people see all these functions that keep on coming up, right, and their phones cannot perform all these things, right, so they will have to upgrade. I think as of now, there are still quite a number of people using iPhones that is older models. For example, I'm still using my iPhone 11. So I don't know how many generation back already. So this group of people using iPhone 11, 12, 13, 14, they will have to upgrade, in the next coming wave. So this upgrade cycle will come soon. I think this is very positive for the financials. But coming to the tech, is a bit like nothing tangible. We need to wait until end of this year and early next year to see all these things coming up.
Actually, my theory is that Apple is not using their own language model yet. It's because they are trying to see what works and they're going to eventually copy it a few years down the road again. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Theirs also a bit different. Theirs, I don't think it's like the focus isn't to train on all the text and video in the world. I don't think they want to make it like super like to the Chat GPT level. Theirs one is quite specialized one because essentially you don't have to know everything in the world. You just need to know how to interpret things that is on your screen. So as long as you have the like different apps, their model is able to operate all these things, right? It will become a lot more convenient. Essentially, it's like Siri, but Siri that can help you do things that is inside the app. I think that's what they plan to do now.
The day I was going out, I actually noticed that Apple going filming around the street view thing around Singapore. So their Apple Map may be making a comeback soon.
The thing I heard recently about Apple is Warren Buffett sold out already completely.
No. Trim. Sorry.
Trim, right? I think I think the article that I saw, he's been trimming and all that. Seems like okay lah. I think there was this article where they say he's talking like how many percent less about Apple, like mention how many times, like when he was building up a big position, right? Then he keep talking about Apple. After recently, he mentioned Apple only like 3 times or 2 times. So they take it like it's a sign lah. When he's like slowly trimming his holdings, he doesn't want to cause the stock to plunge. Then he will try not to talk too much about it.
Trimming, actually, Apple went up 20 to 30% over this short period of time. Do you think that everybody's getting very excited about it, Eric?
Yeah. Everyone is making so much money, right? Like, don't know.
So you think this is not sustainable? You think that we are bound?
I didn't say that. I didn't say
Okay.
that. In fact, I think I was the one who say that don't go and sell covered calls. Don't bet against the thing, because when it goes into all-time high, right? You really don't know how far you go. Like it can literally pull back any day, but how would you know when it's going to do that? Like you don't know, so just leave it lor. Like just let it run, see how far it go, and it really can run beyond your preconceived ceiling. And their valuations are not like super crazy. I mean, if you look at Tesla previously, it was a little bit excessive lah, but Nvidia, I think, is quite backed by their earnings.
These two lines are showing the market cap of Nvidia and Tesla. So of course the green one is Nvidia, the red one is Tesla. I think just like let's say start from 2020, right? Nvidia was above Tesla, and then you see there's a huge run out of Tesla. I think this is the period that Eric just mentioned, right? It ran out. They both ran out at the same time, just that Tesla ran out a lot more. Then and I think they both came down in 2022, and then after that it just like one's keep on lingering around 500 plus billion market cap, and the other one just shoot up to 3 trillion. So tell me this is not a bubble.
No, right?
Huh? You
No,
think it's a bubble?
It's not a bubble. Why is it a
Or
bubble?
Bunty setting up trap.
So it's not a bubble.
It's not.
Or both are bubble, or both are not bubble.
It's bubble if it's not backed by earnings lah. Nvidia is backed by earning ma. They are really earning the cash. What's the, I don't know, if you're just comparing based on the price market cap,
Yeah.
then I guess you will say that people will think that it's very dangerous, it's all-time high now is the best time to take some profit off the table. No, I think that's not how you do it.
I think the benchmark is Chicken. When Chicken buy, it means it's at a good price already.
Yeah, he only buys stocks that are like mortally wounded.
Nvidia again, right? So the PE, right? I think let's say go back to about 2020, right? It peaked around 100. So that's 2021 peak. Then it came down. I think this period, right, about 2023, just shoot up a lot. This is not about the share price. This is because their earnings tree. So when your earnings drop a lot, right, your PE actually shoot up, right? So shoot up to 200 plus. Now actually it came back down to 77 because the earning already caught up to the price. So if you look at like you just draw a line, right? Say average is about, let's call it like 670, right? So right now it's really quite in line. But I think the difference is that back then the revenue earnings is so low, right, compared to now. Of course, the question is, can you keep on extrapolate the kind of returns and cash flow that they are generating? I think that's the things. So I think back to comment from Eric, right? You say the earnings, the cash flow all already, like went up a lot. I think the questions to us is that whether this can sustain or not. Because if it cannot sustain, right, I think it will fall back again, then the PE will shoot up. So then it become bubble already after the share price drop by 20% or 30%.
I think also on two fronts. Growth as in growth on the high base now, and also the margins, because I believe the margins have expanded significantly. I will put out a contrary view to Kelvin. I don't think, it's not a recommendation anyway. For myself, I do still think that you should still adopt a globally diversified approach. If you guys are indexing, you should, at least personally for me, I'm still doing S&P 500, and I'm going to convert all the S&P 500 yearly into a globally diversified one. I do understand that everybody is very excited about QQQ and how you have Nvidia and Meta and whatever doing all the heavy lifting for you. But I do want to err on the side of caution that you really don't know what will happen. So that's why the whole point of indexing is to be diversified. And that's why I'm sticking with that. Even though sometimes I'm also tempted to just buy.
How big is your S&P position?
I only started indexing since this year or last year end. So for now, if I add up like both S&P and the VWRA, it's close to 5%.
What's your target, the percentage?
Actually, I have no target. This one is perpetual. It should go on until I retire, because I've came to realize that indexing is fun because it serves as a benchmark for me to look at how I'm doing with my other parts of my portfolio. So it's very hard to do the computation unless you pay some software or what lah. But if you have like 4 or 5 brokers, I do think that if I benchmark against that, because the S&P you keep buying, then you can kind of see what your averaged up or average down returns. And that's why I intend to just average all the way.
I have these questions. When I do all these allocations or buying or investment, right, do I have to check with my wife? So I just want to bring these questions to the panel here, just to ask around. Do you all need to clear with your wife or girlfriend before you make any investment?
Actually, I sort of got run through her for her portfolio lah.
Wait, for her portfolio or yours?
For her lah, for my for what?
So you're managing her money as well.
Yeah, managing her money.
Okay,
So
sorry, before Kelvin answer, Bunty, do you manage money for your wife as well?
No,
You don't. So she manages her own money.
but she don't do investment one. Her portfolio, she don't
Bonds,
have portfolio one. It's lot more like SSB. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then Eric, do you manage money for your wife?
No lah, but she doesn't really have a US stockbroking account. So she will go through me lah. She asked me to.
For US stocks, then
Yeah.
local ones, she buy
Local
herself.
one, we have a joint account. So
technically you do, right? Because by managing means that you can move the money and however you like.
no, but
In a way.
I said that my local portfolio, we hardly do anything to it. It's
Okay.
just there. So there's nothing to manage.
Okay, Kelvin, sorry, I cut you off.
So I just buy for her what I buy for myself. But I do run it through her for her stuff. I said, oh, are you comfortable with buying triple Q? She said, oh yeah, okay, then okay lor.
So you need to convince her one.
Yeah, a bit lah. Because like last time Tesla, she's a bit against it. So kudos to her, she was right. I kind of bombed her portfolio. Yeah, but if we're talking about long term, it's not that bad because she's not putting in a lot also. So the loss is not that great also.
Told you already, I don't want to buy. You force me to buy.
Yeah,
Wait,
more
so-
or less sure got a bit lah.
So you got segregate with her money, or is it just more like
Yeah,
on
I
a
think it's better-
percentage basis?
I think it's better to segregate. So my plan right now is like, okay, her money is her money. My money is for the family one. So because she doesn't really invest much also ma.
The US market, she's not very into it lah. She has a little bit here and there. She'll put in a little bit. Then she'll ask me about Nvidia can buy or not. Then I say, of course lah. Walao, Bunty holding leh. Scared what? Just whack.
Hey, really? She
Yeah.
really asked you in the video?
You really ask me?
Only one company, or she asked you like many companies?
No,
Alibaba can buy or not?
No, she never asked Alibaba. I'm really sorry about that. She never even asked once. Then so previously she used to ask me about QQQ and all that, but I think now she's more expert than me. She's been tracking it all this time, so she knows the movement better than me. Like sometimes you drop like 5%, right? And then she, hey, drop 5% already. Hey, hello. Then I'm like, oh, really? Then she was like, time to get in some more.
Well, what's the point of tracking? Is she investing in it?
She's sort of doing like a modified DCA lah. So every time he like pulls back 5 or 10%, right, she'll add a certain amount in. Yeah, so that's her methodology lah. I'm not really sure how that works, but so far it's been working okay lah. She's been buying up, I think since 200 plus.
No Nvidia.
Yeah, she's been asking me. Then I said, whack lah, this one Bunty already sanctioned already, like confirm okay one. Then I mean like she will say that I'm 马后炮 lah. Like obviously I'm 马后炮, right? If I 马前炮, then I already bought Nvidia myself. Yeah, but I did tell her that it's okay. Nvidia is like is a bit sometimes a bit volatile lah. So I did warn her, if you buy, you must be ready for the volatility. It's a bit more volatile than QQQ. Not yet lah. I think she's like waiting for some sort of pullback.
Okay.
No lah, it's going to reach 10K before it pull back.
Hey,
That's why
Don't
she's
scared
running
lah.
through Eric ma. If anything can blame Eric. You say can buy?
No, I said Bunty say okay one.
But it comes through your mouth ma.
Comes through my mouth. Okay lah, blame me lah. Anyway, we are same boat lah. Last time I also bought Tesla ma. She also against it ma. So
Yeah, it's the same thing.
same thing. 被 Elon Musk 害死了。
I think the question started out with like, do you all ask your wife before you make the investment? But I think for Eric it's the other way around. Before his wife make any investment, she check it with Eric, get the approval. What if you say no? So she won't touch her.
Actually, when we were looking back, right, at the years that we were together, right, most of the time when she asked me, right, my recommendation usually bomb one. But the one that she choose mostly are okay.
Bomb means what?
Like don't do well.
Oh,
Like,
Like
I
both
recommend-
positive and negative. You say buy and then after that crash. Then you say don't buy, then moon.
yeah, something like that. So like a bit sway lah. Like I don't know. Chicken got
Yeah,
right.
chicken. Leh.
interestingly, on this point, my partner has recently asked me about two stocks.
Nvidia.
First one is Nvidia.
Confirm one.
Second one is GameStop. Know where she got this stock tip from, probably from her friends or something. But yeah, this
What
two
was
is
your
like the-
response to her?
I kept quiet for 1 minute and then I moved on. As in, I don't know whether she's on it or not, but I am still trying to get her onto the whole index investing first, then we talk about individual stocks.
But do you like ask her why these two stocks? Like what prompt her to
No
ask
lah,
you
I
these
think
questions?
it just came out as a conversation. Like she knows that I'm into this thing, and then I think her friends are talking about it. The conversation just naturally came out.
Yeah.
Then
What
I-
happened if you find out, like let's say you find out next week, right? She already bought some into her portfolio.
Yeah, like
What
maybe
would
she
be your
has
response?
100K in GameStop already.
Yeah. So how?
100K in GameStop.
In option.
In options. Actually, I'll be quite impressed that she has 100K to liquid, that can straight away go into the. Can go
What,
straight away
what
into
if
the
you
broker.
found out? What if you found out she she used margin?
Yeah, I think
Your favorite.
100K in GameStop not that difficult, right? For example, let's say she just throw in like 20K into options, right? Call options. Then just moon, right? Suddenly she tell you, hey, chicken, my GameStop profit how much you ask? Then she said, I think it's 100. Then open the app, see, oh no, it's 180 now. I'm green at 180K. So how?
Then good for her lah. If it's green, then I think it's fine.
We will ask her to
Congrats lah.
sell.
I tell her to take. I think for a lot of all these things, right? Like a lot of my friends also talk to me about a lot of all these crypto altcoins lah. I always tell them just take the capital back first. Like if you're very very up, right? That 20-30K that you initially put in, even let you 10x again, it's 200K. But if this whole thing goes into zero, then you buy lie lah. You play for nothing because it goes up 10x. Then you're hoping it to go 10x again, which is 100x. I would think that if you are already at such a position, you should take out your capital lah. But back to the question on what Kelvin asked, when next week she tell me she in weekly calls. Wow, this is a great question. I think I will have nothing to say. I'll just be speechless. Then I'll see what's the position. Then we manage from there lah.
So
So
just now you said she asked you about these two stocks, right? Was she asking about putting these two stocks into your portfolio or her portfolio? What was the angle there?
I'm quite sure she heard of these two names from her friends. And I think the friends, I believe they did earn money from GameStop, in fact. So it's not necessarily a very far thought that Kelvin say next week, you see that it's all in the portfolio. Because I will presume that if you think everybody making money from it, you will want to profit or you want to make money from it also lah. So I presume it's from her side of things lah. I would think so.
Okay. So again, she asked you before she make any move, but you don't ask her when you make any investment.
She don't make any move actually. I don't think
Okay.
she has any individual stocks.
But
so
she checked with
just
you
asked
at
for
least.
fun. Yeah, she just asked for fun only because that's
Okay.
what her friends are talking about.
Okay, but she asked you, but you never asked her.
I think she doesn't really care also, to be honest. She's not very interested. That's why that's the context. She's not very interested in stock picking. And then she still can come out with these two names. Meaning the two names has spread like wildfire, right? In these small communities in outside, like outskirts of people that don't really invest. Yeah. Just an indicator.
Yeah, for my wife also, she's not interested to talk about all this investing. We sometimes we talk a bit, but not much. She don't look at my portfolio. That's why I told my viewers, right? I say, you guys looking at my portfolio, you guys know more about my portfolio than my wife. Imagine that. So that's the situation.
It's a good thing. And I think it's also a good thing that you don't necessarily manage other people's money, even if it's your family or your wife, because I think the pressure is different. You lose already, you keep quiet. Bye bye. Unless you open your portfolio online. Lah. But if not, I think when there is like a fund, like you're a fund manager role, and then your customer or your your LPs keep knocking on your door every quarter and ask you to provide update, I think you're also very stressed, especially when everything is going down. So yeah, it's a protect your mental health thing. I think nowadays very important. Maybe just want to leave in the comments below on what you guys think GameStop and Nvidia will do in the next 1 year or so. We will check back in again in June of 2025. So with that, we'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.